All right, let's talk about Erika Kirk, because this new tape that just dropped is raising some serious questions. For years, we've known Erika as Charlie Kirk's wife, but this tape throws a whole different light on her past, showing her actively pursuing fame long before she was a public figure. It wasn't just a little bit of fame she was after, it was a full-on pursuit. Erika's dating history is pretty telling. Every single guy she dated already had some degree of fame or publicity. We're not talking about normal, everyday dudes here. This woman was clearly attracted to the spotlight, and she was actively trying to get into it herself. One of the earliest examples is an audition tape for The Amazing Race. This was back when she was dating JT Massey, a minor league baseball player. This tape is wild because the Erika we see there is completely different from her polished image today. She's joking, flirting with the camera, making playful comments about appeal, and basically selling herself as someone who could bring all the drama and personality producers love for reality TV. JT even tells her, "Give them cleavage. People want cleavage. Showcase it." And she's laughing along with it. They look like two young people trying to be the fun, chaotic couple that would get cast. Some Instagram posts from that time even suggest they were super serious, maybe even engaged. But that wasn't the only audition tape making the rounds. Another video shows Erika interviewing for a role connected to House of DVF, a reality competition tied to fashion designer Diane von Furstenberg. This show ran for 2 seasons around 2014 to 2015, and Erika was definitely auditioning for it. This is where things start getting even more interesting. In that audition, Erika openly admits she never went to fashion school and doesn't even know how to sew. She says she can sew a pillow, but not a couture dress. Instead, she emphasizes how trainable and adaptable she is. And then she drops this line that everyone online immediately zeroed in on. She's the type of person who can pack her bags and jump on a plane within 30 minutes. She says, "I'm kind of like a gypsy. I don't mind living out of a suitcase. I'm used to it, and that's something that I'm okay with." Now, that sounds a little odd, especially when you consider Diane von Furstenberg's long-standing connections to elite social circles. We're talking powerful political, business, and celebrity networks here. And here's the kicker. DVF's son, Alexander von Furstenberg, appears in Jeffrey Epstein's infamous Little Black Book. Even more uncomfortable, photos from the mid-2000s show Ghislaine Maxwell attending DVF fashion events during the exact years Epstein's social network was operating in elite spaces like Manhattan and Palm Beach. So, while Erika was auditioning for reality TV and fashion opportunities, she was also diving into the pageant world. She competed in the Miss USA system and won Miss Arizona USA in 2012. This put her directly into a pageant organization that, at the time, was owned by Donald Trump. Pageants are huge networking machines, where contestants meet modeling agencies, casting directors, sponsors, and media executives. And get this, after her win, Erika reportedly started working as a casting director herself, helping to evaluate and select talent. Critics of Epstein's network have pointed out for years that modeling agencies and pageant circuits were often used as recruiting grounds for young women. And that's where things really start to connect in a way that makes people uncomfortable. Then, shortly after her pageant years, Erika and her mother, Lori, launched several charity projects. One of the most talked about was called Romanian Angels, a nonprofit aimed at helping children and orphans in Romania. On the surface, it looked like standard humanitarian work, but Erika publicly thanked U.S. Army Colonel Otto Buscher for assisting with the project. This is the same Colonel Otto Buscher who would later be accused of running a brothel and trafficking children. No doubt Erika knew him. But that wasn't the only reason Romania suddenly became a hot topic again. Around the same time, people were revisiting Erika's charity connections there. Newly unsealed documents from lawsuits tied to Epstein revealed something else entirely. Financial records connected to Epstein's foundation showed a $30,000 payment sent to a Romanian bank account through a foundation associated with Epstein himself. That discovery reopened long-standing discussions about how many of Epstein's victims were from Eastern Europe, particularly Romania. Someone even commented online, "Anyone else notice this when going through the files? It really bugs me." He seems to have specifically targeted Eastern European women. It was obviously ethnically motivated. Eastern European governments need to take a more proactive stance towards this. We were the main victims. Poland so far seems to be the only one doing a government investigation. Then came the clip that reignited the entire conversation. In this resurfaced tape, Erika casually describes traveling internationally, working with orphanages in Romania, interacting with military officials, and even referencing investigations connected to Epstein-related issues. For 2014, she mentions on X that she's going to be in Romania, Laos, Kazakhstan, the Philippines, and Sweden. She says, "Okay, 2014, I see you." And then someone asked her where she was going to be in Sweden, and she replied to them. So, did she go to all those places? Maybe. But things become even more complicated once Charlie Kirk enters the story. Before his death, Charlie had publicly pushed for the full release of the Epstein files. But since his passing, critics have pointed out something that feels strange. Erika has never publicly addressed the Epstein files herself, even though she often says she wants to continue Charlie's legacy. So, when people look at the timeline, they start asking whether Erika's past might include chapters that were never fully explained. The reason this story refuses to disappear is simple. The more people dig through old interviews, travel posts, and archived clips from that era, the more pieces of Erika Kirk's earlier life keep resurfacing. And if even one of those pieces ends up connecting to something bigger, this entire story could shift overnight. Which is exactly why the next set of documents people are digging into right now might be the part that changes everything. Now, let's talk about Erika's relationship with Charlie Kirk, because when you look at how she operated before, it really makes you wonder. Remember how she was all about dating famous guys? Well, Charlie Kirk definitely fit that bill. He was already a known public figure, and their dynamic quickly became something people noticed. Body language experts have looked at their interactions, and they've got some interesting observations. They say Erika consistently takes the lead, often physically positioning herself in front of Charlie or subtly steering conversations. It's like she's the director, and he's just following her cues. You see it in their photos and videos. She's the one making eye contact with the camera, controlling the frame. A graphologist, someone who analyzes handwriting, even weighed in on their signatures. They noted that Charlie's signature became smaller and less defined over time, almost as if he was shrinking, while Erika's remained strong and even grew bolder. This suggests a shift in their power dynamic, with Erika becoming the dominant force in the relationship. It's not just about who signs first, it's about the energy and presence in each signature. And this isn't just about appearances. Critics of Charlie Kirk, even before his passing, pointed out that he seemed to be making decisions that benefited Erika's public image more than his own. It's like his career started to morph around her ambitions. He was the one who was supposed to be the conservative firebrand, but his narrative started to include more and more elements that seemed to serve her. This pattern suggests that Erika wasn't just attracted to fame, she was actively orchestrating it, even within her marriage. It's not a coincidence that she was so focused on building her own brand through pageants and reality TV before meeting Charlie. She knew what she wanted, and she seemed to know how to get it. The question a lot of people are asking now is, did Charlie fully understand the extent of Erika's past? Did he know about the deeper connections and the circles she was moving in during her earlier years? Because if he was pushing for the Epstein files to be fully released, and Erika was connected to some of those same circles, it creates a really uncomfortable paradox. It makes you wonder if there's a whole side to Erika Kirk that Charlie, and perhaps even his most loyal supporters, never truly saw. And that's why these resurfaced tapes and documents are so significant. They're not just old clips, they're puzzle pieces that might reveal a much larger, more complex picture of Erika's journey to where she is today. And if those pieces connect to something bigger, well,